Good to go. What's up, everybody? You Control You podcast. Start every episode with what we're grateful for. I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for my life and everything that's in it. Especially when I sit and think about where my life once was and where I'm at now. It's a I'm very blessed, more or less. I'm very blessed to be here. I'm very blessed to be doing the things that I'm doing. Now, the episode, a, a measure of a man. So, one of the things that I've been thinking about and analyzing in my brain is what really defines a man. And the people that were in my life that I believe were positive influence in my life, what did they look like? What were their emotions like? What did they say? And I've talked about it before, right? I've talked about how you need discipline in your life. You're only a man when you're responsible for others and having these conversations about that, right? So in doing so, I wanted to dive deeper, right? Because social media has painted a picture that isn't necessarily wrong, but also can lead people down the wrong way of thinking within reason. So a lot of times when I see people looking to what a man is, they're making X amount of dollars, they're making, six figures, they're in like Spartan gladiator type shape, they're doing this, they're doing that, and that's great. And I'm glad that they're pushing that and they're speaking about that and they're able to do that. But to me, those don't make you a man because you can have those things and and still be failing in the other areas of your life that makes you a man, that I believe makes you a man. And so thinking about that a little bit more, and then thinking about the two father figures that I really think about the most in my life. So one of them is no longer here, and when I think about them, they weren't the most chiseled men. I don't know exactly how much they made, but I do know that they were prevalent in their kids' lives and our lives because there was a group of us. And three of the guys that were on the block, single moms. Me with my stepfather and the things that I went through with him. So these two had dads that were in their lives, right? And I remember so many lessons from them. And again, they weren't at the gym all the time. They they weren't super wealthy and driving all these nice fancy cars. What they were doing is they were coaching sport teams. What they were doing is there to make corrections. What they were doing is taking time out of their lives to help other young men out and give advice and make sure that we didn't mess up our lives so bad that we couldn't recover. And when I think about things like that, that's that's what being a man looks like to me. I had mm, mm. I have such vivid memories of certain moments in communicating with them. So my brother Ark, um, his father was my first ever baseball coach, right? And it took me a while to be halfway decent at baseball. Not because I sucked at baseball. It was I know now what it was. Like I look back and it was like you're in this batter box and it's like my heart was beating so fast I couldn't calm down. And I was so worried about making mistake a lot of times it didn't allow me to just do my job. But he always he always said something positive to me and he was always pumping me up and helping me out and guiding me more. And we would go to batting cages and I improved. And I remember we're in the playoffs and it was like a movie moment. We have it's a tie game, bottom of the ninth. I believe we have someone on base. I could be wrong, but this pitcher struck me out every time we faced him. This was like the third time we're facing him, and I could not hit this dude's ball. He would never throw me a fastball. It would be a curveball or something, and it would just dog me, right? And it was crazy. And I just remember the um the right field guy came in. Like they just didn't believe that I was gonna get a hit, and if I did, it was gonna be short. And I remember Mr. Lewis saying, "Hey, hit it over his head. Hit it over his head. We'll win the game. It's done." 3 balls, 2 strikes. And I know the catcher because the catcher lived on the block. He was one of those guys that lived on the block. And he told the pitcher to throw a curveball, and the pitcher waved him off to prove that he could strike me out with a fastball. He would have dogged me if he threw that damn curveball, but he threw the fastball, and I connected and sent it over the fence. Won the game, right? And I never felt more joy at that moment of time than I did seeing Mr. Lewis so excited for me. Like, it was great. The players were hyped and everything, and everybody's at home plate, and it was a dope situation, right? But having that man be so proud of me, and we go to the championship game. Um, I was forced to leave town for the championship game for that week, so I didn't get to play, but we won the championship. And when I got back, Mr. Lewis gave me the trophy, one of the trophies, and said, "We made this because of you." And I said, "No, I wasn't even there." He said, "No, no, no. Without your home run, we don't make it to this point. You were a major contribution to that." I've never been told that before. I played sports my whole life. I've never been told that before. And it changed everything. And it started like I felt prideful. I felt valued. And I didn't realize until I got older and had kids of my own how much how important that was. And I say that story again because these weren't wealthy men in the way of finances. These weren't men that were living their lives at the gym all the time. These were men raising their kids and raising the other kids that grew up in the neighborhood. And to me, that's a man. Now, when Mr. Lewis passed away, it I took that harder than I took losing my biological father, my stepfather. like that one hurt, right? Now, Mr. Burton, who we call Pops, right? He's still around, and I talk to him, and I come to him for advice, and he's always got the most positive things to say on social media because that's how he talks in real life. And recently, my ex-wife uh put something on social media talking about um basically giving me props as a father and props on how I raise our son. And Mr. Burton Pops basically said, you know, how proud he is of me, and like coming from where I've come from, and like just hearing those words are like powerful. So I'm talking about all this because I want you to understand, whether you're a young man, you're older, and you feel lost and you're looking for guidance on how to be a man is just there. He shows up. He does his job. And the job is always a little bit different for every man, right? Yes, you can make a lot of money. That's awesome. That's amazing, right? You could be chiseled and be cut up and look and have the body of a like I said, a Spartan or a gladiator. You're ripped, you're a statue. But if you're failing your kids, if you can't be emotionally supportive, then what kind of man are you, right? Cool, you're providing the other things, but it has to be more. If your family doesn't feel safe or seen by you, then what are you doing? How are you how can you say that you are a true man? Because when you die, the money doesn't come with you. When you die, your body is gonna be nothing. It's gonna turn to dust. But the legacy you leave behind with your family, those memories, the things that you've taught them, the things that you've instilled in them, the things that you've done mean something. The power you have as a man is one of the greatest gifts ever given to us. That's what you should be focused on. How can I be the greatest man for the people that rely on me? And that's not always just your wife or your kids. Sometimes it's their friends, it's your other relatives, and it extends out. And you have to understand that the way you're leading and the way you're moving matters. I don't know the deep dark skeletons in Mr. Lewis's closet. I don't know the 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 skeletons in Pop's closet, right? That's not my business. What I do know is that they instilled confidence in me. They instilled pride in me. They instilled knowledge within me. And for someone who didn't just not have their father, but didn't have their black father there, I felt so lost. And for these men to do that, and them being black men, meant everything to me. The lessons that I teach my kids come from them. When my kids they both at different times slipped up in school. Well, you know you got to bring all your books home now, right? What? Yeah, you got to bring all your books home because no matter what, you got work to do. I want all your books to come home. That's heavy. Yeah, it is. I learned that from Mr. Lewis. It's don't get caught up in the glitz and glamour of things. I'm not saying that you shouldn't care about your health. I'm not saying you shouldn't work out. I'm not saying that you shouldn't strive to make a lot of money, but understand that at the end of the day, none of that matters. Be healthy enough to be here. Make enough money to provide a good life for your family. Make sure that they don't need anything. If you could provide some of the wants, even better. Be emotionally available to them. That's something I had to learn. And talking with pops helped. Getting guidance on that stuff. Knowing that my daughter, anytime my daughter is going through something, she could call me. Knowing that my son can come and talk to me and share his emotions is a big deal to me. Being being emotionally available and safe for your spouse, for your girl, like whatever it is, that's huge. Doesn't mean you have to be perfect. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up a lot, but you're not failing because you get up and you do it again. Interesting question. Jason asked, "What if your son said he was gay? Then he's gay. Like, what am I gonna do with that? What am I supposed to do with that? Cool. Okay. Live your life. Like, wh- there's nothing that could be said or done about that. I could disown him, right? I could tell him I don't like it. I could tell him I don't agree with it. I could say do anything negative that you can think of. How does that help him? That's his life, right? Now, if it was illegal, we have a different conversation, right? But it's not. So do you, right? The same advice I would give him with a woman, I would give him with a guy, right? Make sure that you're ready for anything that you're stepping into. It's the same conversation. I actually just had this conversation with my son when it comes to a girl. I'm like, "Hey, I want you to know that regardless of what she might want to do, you don't have to do that. You go at your own pace. So if you're not ready for something, it's okay to say you're not ready for something." It's the same conversation I had with my daughter. Like, don't go on your terms. Don't rush into anything. Make sure that you're ready for the 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 repercussions that might come because of your actions, right? I would tell him the same thing if it was if he was gay. The family name ends though. I mean, for me specifically, yeah, it would end because me and my son are the last ones. Um, it is what it is. support my son. Maybe my son has a kid anyway, right? We had a good run. Like, that's what it is. What I'm more concerned about than the name is when I'm dead, is he living his life as an honorable man? Is he taking care of the people he needs to take care of? Is he doing the things that he needs to do? Not who he's sleeping with, not who he's married to. Is he moving forward and taking care of his responsibilities? Is he there for his family? Is he supporting them? Is he helping others? That is that is what I'm concerned with, right? Because even though my daughter will have kids and they won't bear my last name, my lessons still go forward, right? My legacy still goes forward. They'll remember, they'll know their grandfather, right? And if I die before that happens, she'll carry my memories and my lessons on. And that to me is more important than anything else. To me, that seems like a very small thing. Why would I let that get in my way? And that's what I mean. As a man, as men, we have to let our ego go in regards to our family and our loved ones. In order to build something dope like a business or go to work, you need that ego, right? You need that. It can't drive the car, but you need that. And I've spoken about that before. But when it comes to our family, I'm going to let my pride, my ego be dictated by choices that you make? No. What I could do is support you. If you're doing if you're doing something illegal, now we have to have a different conversation, right? That's a whole different conversation. Moving as a man, money is good, but it's not like, yo, ask your kids if they rather you be a millionaire or spend time with them and help teach them how to do things, right? Kids don't even understand money. So it's more important that you're there and that you're available and that you're able to do things with them, that you teach them lessons. Now, if you make money on top of that, dope, bonus, right? If you're jacked and look like a statue, like just someone cut you up and you just look like ripped, dope. But are you teaching your kids lessons? Are you helping them? You bought your wife a nice car, you got her a new house, you do all this, but she doesn't feel safe talking to you? Word? Like, what are we doing? It's it's not just trying to be greater than a past generation. It's actually learning and implementing a lot of the same things, but the delivery can be different, right? To me, that's all of that is being a man. On top of what are you doing to help the world, right? What is your purpose? What are you doing? Are you trying to help others? Because when you're if you have kids and they're moving around friends, are you just keeping your mouth shut? Or are you seeing when someone's starting to lose it and you pull them to the side and you talk to them like, yo, what's going on here? The way you're moving isn't that's not the right path. You're gonna end up in a place that you don't wanna be in. So what's going on, right? And you could feel like you don't wanna do it all the time. You could feel like that's not your job, but that person's hanging around with your kids. That matters. So either you get involved or you have to remove your kid because you do not want your kid to go down that path, right? And man, there it's your job to instill confidence in your kids, to instill love, to instill knowledge. Like it's the most simplest thing happened to me this weekend. My son wanted to go to a party on Friday night, right? All his friends were going to go hang out. They were going to this girl's house to hang out. Now they're all sophomores in high school. They're all about 15 years old, right? And I didn't have an issue with it, right? He just hung out with him on Halloween. Everything was cool, no problems. Great. I did have some what's the word I want to call it? Some rules or some things that had to happen before he could go. I needed her address, right? And I needed to know if her parents were going to be there, and I wanted a number to her parents. It seems it seems really reasonable, right? It's not asking for much. I got the address. The parents were going to be there, and I guess the mom was even cooking. But the girl told my son, no, I'm not going to give you my parents' number. That's weird. And okay. So I don't find this out until Friday morning, right? I'm about to head out and go to work. He's up early because he's got weightlifting at the high school early in the morning. And I'm like, hey, I'll see you later tonight when I pick you up. And I told him the curfew was 11. So I was going to pick him up at 11. I'll see you later tonight. Have a great day. Do. He was like, what party? I'm not going to a party tonight. And I'm like, what? I thought you were going to a party. What happened? And then he tells me this and he tells me what happened. I'm like, you told the girl that I want the number and you don't want the number, right? And he was like, yeah, but she thought that was weird. Not a big deal. I'm not going. And I'm like, man, I was like, my bad, bud. Like, that sucks. Like, that really sucks, man. And I was waiting for like what you normally see is like a normal teenager lash out right there. It's like blaming the parents or upset that they can't go do this thing. And my son just was like, no, it's not a big deal. I didn't want to lie to you. And she doesn't want to give me her number. That's fine. I just won't go. And I was dumbfounded because me at 15, it'd have been a whole different show right there. I'd have dipped. I'd have been at the girl's house doing God knows what. And it's, I was like, wow. So on my way to work, I call his mom. I'm like, yo, we did a great job because this is what your son just said. And she was like, yeah. I'm like, he's a truly amazing young man. And we did that, right? My son is not going to be peer pressured to go to some party and disrespect his parents. That's a win, yo. And that's the power of being a man in the house. The things you instill in your kids, the confidence you could put in them so they can do those things. And the girl he likes was there and she was texting him. I talked to him about it this morning. And she wanted him to go. And he was like, blame your friend, yo. She didn't want to give me her parents' number. My son's, that's some gangster thing to me, but it comes from the home. Because the reason why I would have went to the party is because I didn't want anybody to think that I was a lame. I wanted to be the man, right? Because to me, if I show up, I'm the man, right? I do something with a woman, I'm the man, right? But none of that makes me a man. None of it. And looking at it now, like my son is a man. He's not worried about that. So I made sure, like when I got home, we got to kick it. I think no, it was Saturday. I smashed him in Madden. So it was like also a man's duty to smash your kids in video games and whatnot, and just games overall. But like, I don't, I will never understand a man's way of thinking that money is everything. Actually, that's a lie. I do understand that because I remember just working all the time. It's wrong. Work and work and work. Not denying that, but also be present. Be present because those kids didn't ask to be here. You made that choice. Be present. Be If you don't know how to be emotionally available, learn. Learn. And if you're worried about a woman screwing you over, don't play the game. Don't be with anybody. Don't have a family because you might get messed over. It may not work. Don't play the game. Pull your name out of the game of love. Call it a day. Otherwise, it might happen. So moving forward, afraid of that, you're not moving like a man anymore. You can recognize that fear, but go forward and say, I'm not gonna make my decisions based on that fear. I'm gonna move forward. Tell your kids that you love them. Tell them that you're proud of them. So that when you tell them that they did something that disappointed you, it actually resonates more. Don't just be negative with your kids. Let them know what's up. Be honest with them because they see it anyway. The best thing you could do is be honest with your kids and let them hear you talk about things instead of them figuring out you're not Superman, yo. Because every kid has that moment when they realize their parents are human. They make mistakes just like you. What makes you dope is that the mistakes didn't stop you and that you are able to learn from them, get better, and figure out a new way to move. They can learn that from you. It's it's not that complicated. It's really simple. Really, really simple. And you just learn how to operate within it. Sometimes I wonder if I'm too honest with my kids, but I see how they move. They're not driven by sex, alcohol, drugs. They're not driven to need any of that for self-worth. They don't they're just out here living their lives. My daughter is 21 and building a business. Like, that's dope. My son's pursuing a dream and working hard to get it. Like, dope. But I've told them all, I've been honest about my mistakes. I've been honest about the things that I've done. And as my son gets older, I'm more and more transparent with certain things that I've done in my life that is just reckless, and advise him not to do the same things, because you could get to where I'm at now without any of that, and you will get there quicker. So to me, being a man and representing yourself as a man isn't about the money, and it's not about working out, and it's not about all that other extra shit. Be there. Show up. If you say you're doing something, then do it. If if you mess up, own it. Own it and keep it moving forward. When you feel like the world is against you, get up and keep going forward and hold everybody up that's in your life. I told my mom today, my crown feels very heavy, but my legs are getting much stronger because I carry the crown for my kids. I carry the crown for my wife. I carry the crown for my business. I carry the crown for my students. I carry the crown for my daughter's basically my other son. I carry the crown when needed for my daughter's mom if she needs something. I carry the crown so nobody else has to. So when they come to me, I'm there and I'm strong. I could lose everything, and if one of them comes to me, I hold them up. I'm not allowed to fall. Buck stops with me. No matter what, I am dad. I am king. I am that person. And it's not easy, but it's simple. And all of you, every single man has that ability when you choose it. But it's a choice. And I understand more and more the difference in being a boy and a man. Mm, that was a lot of talking. Any other questions? What is that person says all men should, or take a all men should learn from you. Not, I mean, all men should learn from other men's mistakes, to be honest with you. All the things I talk about are based off mistakes I've made or seen or experienced and just learn from it. And so it's, but I'm not the only one that talks like this. Like, I just think, like, if I had $1 million in the bank account and I die tomorrow, which do my kids want? They want that $1 million, or they wish they had their dad for another 10 years. Like, so what, why why kill myself for chasing the bag? Time is what's important. Okay, if they want that time with me, what do they value? Right? What knowledge can I pass on to them? What lessons can I give them? Like, think about the TV shows that we used to like watch. Someone might bucket this, but the Cosby Show, only because of like later things. But Bill Cosby wasn't ripped. When if you watch this show from the beginning, they weren't even wealthy. They didn't have a lot. Now, that's the cool part because as you get older, you start to gain more and you start to get more and you move forward. Family Matters. That was a great father. That was yeah, Carl wasn't in shape. Carl loved his donuts working as a cop, but he was a great dad. Oh man, there's a show Uncle Uncle Phil with with the Fresh Prince. Um, but there you go again, taking somebody into the household to help them become a man, right? There was a show even before that, and I cannot remember the name. And I think the dad's name was like Rock or something like that. Bald black guy. He was a garbage man. And the uh maybe I like I just remember a clip where he gets into it with a drug dealer. And um okay. So yeah. Yeah. ROC. There's another he's a garbage man. They're not hella rich, but he's got his family. Those that's how I look at Pops. That's how I look at Mr. Lewis. Like, it doesn't mean that I didn't have other men that were influential in my life, but those two, like we've all been brothers since knee high. You're talking like almost a 40-year-old 40-year brotherhood. Those men raised me. And I'm trying to do the same with other people. Everybody looks to me as a dad. I got that from Pops. So I don't know. It seems simple to me. It's hard though, man. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. Well, tell him I appreciate that. Or I Eric, I appreciate that. It's just life beats up everybody. A boy takes the beating and blames everybody else. A man takes the beating and looks to see how he can become better. My stepfather beating me and sexually assaulting me and calling me the N word. I spent a lot of my life blaming him. And what's helped me is making sure I don't do it to my kids and learn from that and be a different kind of man. That's being a man, yo. The world is going to beat you. Do better. Be better. Mm. And don't do it for the praise of others. Do it because it's the right thing to do, which means you have to know what's right for you. Yeah. What you think, Corey? You're a man.
Yeah, try. There's nothing I can add, bro. I think you hit it right on the head. Yeah, you knocked it out the park.
What y'all think? I'm always curious about what you guys think. I like a dialogue. And I know it's easy to get caught up with all the people that show their nice cars and all the money. And that's great, man. That's great. I'm with it. That doesn't make them a man. What they do with their family defines that, right? That means more. Are they good to their are they good to people? Mm. What system falls? Well, now that's a whole nother conversation because I truly believe that is what is wrong with us now. But that gets me that can be put me in hot water because a lot of times that gets put over on one side of the fence. Like I believe that for a household to function, there needs to be a strong leader. And the problem with that is that people think strength comes from money or for certain things when the strength is can you be the most stable consistent steadfast person in the household. Yeah, when everything else is chaotic, can you be calm? So when people lose their mind, when my daughter's freaking out about a car, I'm like, hey, chill out, calm down. It's just a car. We'll figure it out. Light, you got your life. It's just a car. We'll figure it out. Same thing with my wife, same thing with my son, same thing with my ex-wife. Same, it's always been chill, take a breath. We'll figure it out. Because that's all you could do. You just solve the problem, figure it out, go forward, do this. Oh, that didn't work. Do this. That didn't work. Do this. That didn't work. Do this. That works. Cool. It's all we could do until we're dead, right? If we did everything perfect, life would be really, really boring. That would mm, mm. I could definitely see that. It's being yeah, because when you're grateful, your ego has a real tough time. A real tough time. Yeah, I concur. Man, it's really not that hard to be a man. It's 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 just making what it is that it's just making a choice and then knowing that you're going to mess up. It's simple. Better yet, yeah, it's not complicated. It is hard. Let me rephrase that. It's hard, but it's simple. Just like life. It's simple. But you're going to have challenges and roadblocks just like everything else. And can you navigate through all the thoughts in your head? That's why I don't understand why I was just having this talk and I don't remember who it was with. I will never understand why women want to be equal to men. Will never understand that. If you want equal opportunity, I can understand that. But I don't I don't think people understand what goes through a man's mind. Cuz as I already stated, I could be sad, I could be upset, I could be hurt, but that can't stop me from being a dad. I'm not allowed to just lay around and cry. I can't just woe is me. I could, I wouldn't be able to keep a functional relationship and my kids wouldn't feel safe. So, wait, what did I come into but y'all don't understand? You're right. I don't understand what it's like to be a woman either. I do know that most men look at women and honestly, especially a woman that they're with, whether it's in a relationship or in any other function, they put them on a pedestal. Like we look at women as dope. Like women are amazing. You talk to most men, right? Men in the way that I'm talking about, it's wait, I'll get back to that in a second. We look at women as like the most amazing creatures. We find beauty within a woman. It's like we love the fact that you're a woman. It's cool. So wait, what does this person say? It's not that serious. Just cry and let it out, and you will feel better. Crying is the best therapy. I mean, I cry often enough. That's not the only thing that works for me. Crying will get me through it sometimes if I'm on my own, but it's not enough to fix. I got to actually fix the problem, right? What if your wife is not attracted to you anymore? Oh wait, what if your wife is not attractive to you anymore? Ooh, wait, is he still with us? Who's that? Okay, cool. What if you're not attracted to your wife anymore? What uh are you not physically attracted to her? Are you not like what is it? Because usually here's the thing. It's usually if you've lost attraction, men will say, yeah, she's gotten bigger or she's gotten skinny or this. It's usually something a little bit deeper though. Like, how is she speaking to you? How is she treating you? And then my question to that is, how are you conducting yourself? Now, all of that needs to be communicated upon, because if you're still, people do weird things like, just because it's in front of me, say this mouse is a woman, right? And this phone is a man. When this man fell for this woman, he knew she was a mouse. He knew the things that she did and did not do. I can't make a call with the mouse. She's not attractive to me as a man. Has a man? What? As a man?
Is he saying he conducts himself as a man and she's not attracted to him?
She is not attracted to me. Could you like just explain that a little bit more? She is not attractive to me as a man. So as a man, so she's attracted to women? That I'm curious. But my point my let me my I'll finish this point. It's like people get together and all of a sudden it's like they like, you want your person to change. But why? Like, if I got with a stripper, I'm not going to be mad that she's a stripper, right? Well, you got to stop stripping now. That's stupid. I got with her when she was a stripper. Now I'm going to go. You knew what you were doing. You didn't think about it, right? You didn't put thought into it. I don't want my significant other to change. Be you. How you communicate with me matters, right? But be you. Don't change. Be you. So if she's not attracted to you and you're still the same person, there needs to be a communication. What meant she doesn't say she loves me anymore and has been a and it has been a couple years. Okay. Okay. My question is, I'm brutally honest. I'm like, hey, you don't tell me you love me anymore. What's going on? Be ready for that answer, because I don't love you. Okay. Yeah. Why don't you love me anymore? Like, not even more than the why. When did that start? And what, what, what did I do something? Am I like, you got to ask certain questions so you can figure out a little bit more, right? Because it may not be you. She's like, just no, I just don't love you. That could be anything deeper, right? She could not love herself. She could not like being tied down. Maybe like, I don't know. Like, do y'all have kids? Did she, like, how old are they? It's weird because love is love is such a, people rely on love too much. It sounds so bad to say, but rely on the choices that you make. I chose to be with you. This is what we're doing. Period. I'm going to do the things to respect you and respect how you move and blah, 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 blah. And like, yeah, we have kids and don't want to break up because of it. Okay. So you can't stay together for the kids, but you have to, this is where you have to step up and be a man. You have to be proactive, right? You need to have some real deep conversations with your wife, and it might even take a third person. right? Just because you might need a ref or someone to decipher certain things or explain certain things. So if maybe she doesn't love you because of her own things, maybe she doesn't love you anymore because shit, she's burned out. I take it you work. So if you work, what are you doing at the crib? Right? Are you are you helping with any of the housework? Well, better yet, wait. Are you work? Do you both work? Before I start jumping out the gate, do you both work?
I'm so invested in this now.
If she's because the thing is she's a, like things change depending on if she's working, you're working, she's a stay-at-home mom, you're a stay-at-home dad. Like depending on the situation, like things change in where and what path I'm gonna go down here. So we both work. Okay. So you both work. Who's doing a lot of the housework or taking care of the kids? And please be honest about this. Like when you really boil it down, who's handling different things? Is it split? Is she handling a little more? Blase, blase. And then what work does she do? Because for some reason, I've learned that matters. It matters a lot on what she does. So I'm very interested on this. Because if she's a nurse or a school teacher, ooh, especially a nurse, she may just not like life. Nursing is hard, yo. Like, I kudos to all the people that do that. Just that's difficult. And how old are the kids? Like, I know a lot of women go through things after they have a kid, like they lose their identity. They don't know they don't know who to be. They're a wife, they're a mom, they're this, and they lose themselves. And that sucks. It's conversations I've had with my ex-wife, like, she didn't know how to be. She was either a wife or a mom. She didn't know what else to be, and that's not on me. That's on you. And so what we didn't do is have those honest conversations early on. And so like you really got to be honest with yourself. Like if you're both working but she's cooking and cleaning and doing this, like, homie, you're not holding up your end of the bargain. You gotta, and that's part of being a man is like you gotta step up. You gotta help out. And are you still dating her? Like that's the big thing. Kids come into play, everybody's working. You're not dating your girl no more. You gotta date your girl. I don't care if you've been married 50 years. You gotta date your girl. She's gotta feel special from you. And like, this is what does it for me, right? Whatever we say this about women, but whatever we don't do as men, you know there's another dude waiting to do it. Like he's ready. And here's the thing about men. Oh man, I wish I could remember this comedian's name right now. Um, but one of his sets he talked about, he was like, look, another man will but she's always on social media, but the cook, yeah. So she's on social media all the time because you not like take that woman out the house.
You're
Find a babysitter for your woman. Like do family things together. Like, yo, the kids are asleep. I'm I'm lighting some candles, no social media. Like, first of all, social media all the time kills the dopamine. I appreciate you being on social media right now. I'm just saying. But if you're on it too much, it kills the dopamine, right? That's a proven scientific fact now. Man, date your woman. Date her. Like what you
Is there a reason to be
what
distracted from social media?
what did you do to get your girl? Like that's the thing. Whatever women did to get that man, and whatever that man did to get that woman, you cannot stop that. Because you're gonna lose them. Right? And what I was talking about with the comedian is like, he talked about, he was like, another man will D your wife down. He will probably D her down better than you. But he doesn't want to marry her. He's just gonna send her back home to you. He doesn't want that responsibility. And because I know that, like, here's what it is. You gotta date your girl, dog. You gotta like write her some love notes. Right. So why y'all be tripping? What you mean tripping? Tripping about what? What specifically are you talking about tripping? The issue is like this is what happens. Grandma said, what you start, you must finish. Hell yeah, there it is. Lance, kudos. But like, I'm so serious. This is what happens. Two people get together, right? And I'm about to be a little bit vulgar and stuff. This woman is slurping and doing all kinds of nasty things. And this man is like loving her and doing all this stuff. And a fight happens, right? They get in a fight and things slow down a little bit. Or they just get together. Well, all of a sudden, he's not writing her love notes and bringing her flowers and taking her out. And she's not doing the nasty things she used to do. And she's not being loving and all this stuff. And it's just like, you're just doing this. You're just doing this. And you're doing this. And then it's like, I don't love you no more. And that's crazy. He's just going to satisfy her and send her back. And why y'all tripping, let another person do the work? I mean, I ain't tripping. Just don't tell me about it. I don't want to know. Don't share that with me. You're not hurting my feelings. If that's what she chooses. But in order to keep that from happening, you could, or to lessen the chances, you could just date her. Right? Could just do that. You could treat her like she's the same girl that you wanted from day one. And I'm speaking from experience, yo. Like, definitely experience on that one. Like, you gotta treat your wife and like treat your wife or your girl just like you did when you tried to get her, is what I'm basically saying. Like, you're willing to open doors, you're willing to take her out, like all that stuff. Like, that should never stop, right? Like, you want, like, it is a flex, yo. It's such a flex. Because if you do that stuff right, like, other women smell it. They want it, right? It's a flex. But you also know you're doing your job. And then the thing is, if it still doesn't work, you did your job, yo. Like, you know, you held it down, you did your job. It is what it is. But you got to understand, when women have kids, it's tough. It's tough. They lose some of their identity. They don't know mom, wife, this, especially if she's working. So she's working and she's got another job at the crib. You got to be working and you got to handle that house stuff like it's another job. And then it's your job to say, hey, get off social media. Like, when she's on social media, are you playing games or watching TV? What are you doing when she's on social media? Right? You could just say, hey, I don't know how old your kids are, but like, if your kids are old enough where you could just dip, but if they're not, like, have someone come over. And if you don't have a babysitter, then you better plan something dope in the crib. Like, plan something out in the house. Create a picnic in the house. 8 and 15. Yeah, you're 15. As long as your 15-year-old is on point, you could trust your 15-year-old to handle things with your 8-year-old for like an hour. And take your yeah. I'm like, hopefully, yeah. Take your wife to go get some ice cream, dog. Like, take her out for dinner. Don't even tell her. Like, you should know what she wants, what she likes to eat within reason, right? You know if she likes ice cream or something like that. Like, just take her somewhere, dog. When she says she's going to the grocery store, you ain't doing nothing. Go with her. Your kids will be all right as long as they're responsible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, if they're not on point, that's different. But a 15 and 8-year-old, they could probably handle while you go grocery shopping. Hey, can you go in the store? I want to go with you. And you make the store all about her. Don't debate with her. She knows what she's doing. Roll with her. Listen to her talk. If she digs Starbucks, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should know what kind of Starbucks. If she likes coffee, you should know what coffee to bring her sometimes. Like, it's so crazy. It's simple. That you got to put it in your notes, dog. I put it in my notes. It's in my phone. Yeah.
It's like running a football play to order.
Yeah.
Starbucks.
Yeah, you got to put that Starbucks order in your phone or something. Like, you got to put that stuff, like, you got to know. And look, man, do you ask? Here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. It's really all you got to do is ask her how her day was and actually listen. Like, here's the thing. I listen, but if she asked me 20 minutes later what she said, I didn't retain it all. But in the moment, I'm listening and I'm conversing with her. But I also know it's not prudent information, so it's not going to stick in my brain because nothing she said is that important to me that it needs to stick in my head. But what I need to do is show that I'm listening and that I care that she's talking. The same way you would do if a beautiful woman came up and started talking to you. You would be mesmerized. See how that works? If you do that, take her on some dates, you could probably turn the ship around before it's completely sailed. As much as a woman can fall in love and fall out of love, you could bring it back, right? She doesn't want to leave. You got to make it more than the kids, though. You got to make it so, like, nah, I'm the man. You're gonna want this, and hold it down. Oh, Lance said effort. Yeah, yes, max effort. Yeah, for your kids. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you got a 15-year-old. If that's a 15-year-old boy, better boy or girl, how do you want them to function going forward?
How do you want their partner to treat them?
Yeah, like my son knows I like to cuddle and slow dance and I act a fool. Oh yeah, Isaiah is my twin. A 15-year-old girl, how would you want how would you want her husband to treat her? What are the things that you want? There you go. How would you want him to move and function? Do you if she's 30 years old and she's married, wouldn't you want that man to take her out to movies, take her out to eat, take her and if money is the issue, right? You can find cheaper things to do. Does your wife like to go for a walk? I don't know where you live, but is there some things that you can go do that don't cost money? Are you playing board games? Hey, let's get off the phone. Let's play some board games, yo. Let's play some card games. Let's chill. Everybody off their phones right now. And do the same thing with your wife. Like, are you making your wife a bubble bath? Hey, I don't want I've made this bath for you. Here's a tray that's got your favorite wine on there or champagne, whatever. I put some cheese on this what is that called? So wait, say it again. Charcuterie board. And let her just chill. Let her read her book or listen to music and just chill. And I got everything in the house. She gets out that bath, you massage her with some lotion, and don't even try to smash. And when she gives you a little attitude about it because you're doing something different, why are you doing this? Because I recognize that I haven't been showing you I loved you. I recognize I'm failing as a man. Brutally honest. I need to do better because I want this marriage to work. This is on me. I need to be a better man, and I need to be a man that you can actually love. You're Superman in her eyes. And if it doesn't work, then at least you put in effort. Late, but at least you put in effort. And it shows your kids something. Especially your girl. Like, yeah. My daughter knew exactly what she knew what not to tolerate and what she can basically what to expect. She knew. I set a very high standard when it came to that. This is what it is. Just like the way my son moves. He knows. You set the bar as a man. Set that bar so high that your daughter will not settle for anything less. Period. Date your girl, dog. Date your wife. Her not loving you, I'm putting that on you. If you're not, if she's just on social media, that's on you. Why is she on social media? Are you asking her to get off social media to go do something with you? You see what I'm saying? There's too many things you could do to try to make that work. And if she's not attracted to you in other ways, that's a deep conversation y'all need to have. Right? Because a woman can still love their man if they put on weight. As long as their man is still handling his business, still holding her down, supporting her, got her back, taking her out. Like, you look at a lot of these old men that have been married 50 years, like, it's not like they're in the best of shape. Like, you see a man, especially like these long relationships when they got married when they were like 20 something. By the time the man's 40 something, his body doesn't look the same usually. She still loves him though. She loves him, and you can see it because he ain't stopped being the man. Just be the man, homie. Married 15 years. Yeah, I feel you. Like, I was married 11 before my divorce. I'm telling you from advice, dog. I'm telling you from mistakes. It wasn't, I don't know if it would have fixed it, but it damn sure would have made it better. Right? I was focused on building businesses, and I was like, I'm coming home and I'm being a dad. I could do like this. It wasn't enough. It's not enough. And that's okay. Like, take her out. Because to get her, you probably took her out, right? Rented some movies or did something. You know what I'm saying? 15 years. So you're talking 2010. They had Blockbusters back then. So like you know what I'm saying? Like, you did something to pull her. You know what I'm saying? You did something to pull her. Now you just got to do it again. You got to put the effort in and never stop. 15 years is a long time. You can get into a really sick routine. Everyone comes home from work. You do this, you do that, you do this, you just sit there. Nah, got to change that up a little bit. Do something different. Bring home some flowers, dog. Yeah, for no reason. Like, I disrespect the holidays. That's what I do. Valentine's Day, that's the day I'm supposed to spoil? No. spoiling you on a different day. Spoil, like, come on. And like, let me, and if y'all smash, sometimes you just gotta lay it down, like, let her know, like, you, I don't know a good way to say that won't get me banned off social media right now, but sometimes you gotta lay it down. Like, you gotta do these things so then when she does want you, you're like, yeah, I know. I know. It's like women will put up with a lot of shit. Let me tell you.
Way too much shit.
Nah, it's not too much. Women will rock with you. Women will rock with you. Like I'm telling you, women will rock with you and they'll give you plenty of time. It's just like, make that happen, dog. I know you got it. You definitely got it. You can do this. How, man, my daughter's 30 and she's married. I'd want her. So let me do this. Like, what? Think about, just write down all the shit that your wife's into. What is she looking at on social media? Ooh, that'd be rough. But I mean, most of the time though, there's not even that. They're watching like some animal videos, or they're looking at houses, or they're looking at cook. Like, just like, it's crazy. Maybe they're looking at what other relationships are doing for fun. Like, man, yeah. She's living in social media because she doesn't want to live in this world. Bring her back to reality, dog. Let her know reality is more fun than virtual. And you be all right. And that's it. That's all I got. Go get your girl, dog.
We're rooting for you.
Get your girl. That's how I would look at it. I'm like, man, I got to get my girl back. She ain't going. That's exactly how I would look at that. I'm getting my wife back. She ain't. You gonna love me. Like, I'm so serious. I'm so serious on this one. But that's what makes a good man, though. He just shows up every day willing to put in work. If after 15 years, if you don't know what your wife likes, there's a major problem. What she's into, man. So, man, thank y'all for rocking with me. Appreciate y'all. Seems like we had a lot of people at least check us out on TikTok. And it seems like a high number of eyes. That's kind of cool. Thank you for the gift, Crystal, the heart. I appreciate that. And wait, Central PA. I can't see the first part of your name, but man, we're all rooting for you here in the studio.
We're back.
Yeah, DM me. Let me know, man. Or if you need some more like tips or something, or like something specific, I would need to know more. But feel free DM me, man. Let's make this work. I want your marriage to work, dog. I'm rooting for you. I'm trying to get it. I want your marriage to work so that in 6 months you're like, man, she can't keep her hands off me. I'm like, yeah, dog. You better be careful. You're gonna pop out another kid type deal. So like that, I'm rooting for you, homie. So DM me. Hopefully y'all like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. You control you. I appreciate y'all, man. We out. Peace. Yeah. Oh, this one went long. This one went long.